Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And Prince of Pentacles, the builder. Now you'll have to apologize for my voice. It has left the building, apparently, but we'll make it through. The builder here, this is a Taurus energy. This is somebody who is reliable. This is somebody that is just trying to show up every day and do what needs to be done. The message here is clear. Don't worry about the future. Don't stress out about the projections, about tomorrow, about 10 years from now. Don't stress out over the finished product, okay? Just focus on what you're doing now. Stick to the plan. I feel like you're somebody, like your friends would probably say that, like, you're a hard worker. That, like, you should, if your boss called all your references, your friends and family would say, yeah, they show up every day. You call your last boss, and they would say, yeah, Cancer shows up every day. They're on time. They do great work. Okay? You're diligent, reliable. I think you have an attention to detail. And I think the reason why that is, and this is just popped in my head, because you have an emotional attachment to what you do. And that gives you a reason to stay there. It doesn't mean you love what you do all the time, but it means you're doing it for a purpose. Okay? You're working in that area because you know you're building something worthwhile. And it doesn't have to be about money. It doesn't have to be about career. Maybe you're retired. Maybe you're in school. Maybe both. This is about what you're building in your life, what you're burning calories doing every day. Okay? The life that you're consciously, in real time, in the moment, right here, right now, what you're building in your life. Okay? Let's put this card into a little bit of context. Let's see what's going on here with this. Oh, a Two of Cups. Are you building relationships? We have the Eight of Wands, Ten of Wands, Princess of Wands. Are we going to go 4 for 4 on the fire? No, we have a Prince of Cups. Very nice. I wonder if there's a shift happening here. I wonder if you are someone who shows up every day and you do build, you do very good work. I wonder if now you're kind of like, you're shifting toward building the relationships that you desire in your life, you know? And so I like the water energy here. It really confirms what I said too about the reason why you're here building every day is because you have an emotional connection with that work or with the outcome, you know? Anyway, let's keep going. Two of Swords. Wheel of Fortune. We have a Queen of Wands and Eight of Pentacles. What you're building is really starting to bear fruit, okay? And I think that you're building relationships, you're building a future, you're building a life that you desire. You're building the good life, the best life. All right, let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here with our little Tibetan prayer wheel right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments right below the video here. Now, as we look around the room, we notice one very significant thing. There's only one trump card, the Wheel of Fortune, okay? So really that tells me that you're building, your life is expanding. Something is growing in your life. Your circle of friends getting bigger. Your relationships getting stronger. Your job getting more profitable. Life is becoming more rewarding, okay? So you're building, and what you're building is really, you're in the moment. And I think that this Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. I think things are really starting to happen. And I think they're happening faster and faster, starting to snowball, right? Whatever you're doing in life. So we've got fire, 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 water, water, a little bit of air. We got a lot of fire, don't we? We got some water, we got some air, we got some earth. It's mostly fire. Yeah. I feel like you're in a very motivated space right now. And I feel like you have a lot of goals. You've got, let's say you have financial goals. There's a number you want to reach, or there's a state of being that you want to reach. Maybe you're trying to reach a point where you have that escape velocity, financial freedom. You're trying to reach a state where the apple tree is giving you more calories than what it costs you to tend to the apple orchard. Does that make sense? In other words, you're trying to reach a point where your money is working for you rather than you working for your money, or reaching a point where, you know, you're being nourished by something more than what it costs you to maintain that thing or that system or that life. Okay? So you're getting a net profit from life. Maybe it's a business, maybe it's just kind of a general philosophy of life, you know. But I feel like you're kind of working toward something like that. And I feel that that you have goals, okay? And right now, I think Spirit is emphasizing the relationships, the attention that you're giving, the different things in your life. Because see, not only are you building a very practical and pragmatic life, but you're also building a life that you truly desire. And I wonder if this is kind of Spirit's telling you to focus now on relationships. Keep doing what you're doing in the physical realm with your work or your physical health or your home or the very practical life that you're building, but make sure it's the life that you want also, if that makes sense, okay? So anyway, the Prince of Pentacles. And again, I'm sorry for my voice today. Hopefully you can understand me well enough. Let me know in the comments. The Prince of Pentacles is very consistent, very diligent. You have this methodical approach, very practical, very pragmatic. You're working the plan. You know, you've chosen the system and you've stuck to it. Maybe this is work, if this is something at home, if this is school, if this is your physical health. Maybe you started a new exercise regimen or, you know, a diet exercise kind of feeling, yeah? But you're showing up every day and you're making this slow, steady progress. You're trusting in the path that you're on, okay? And you're focusing on what's right in front of you. Not the future, not the whole journey in one chunk, but just what I got to do today. See, sometimes you think about, well, you know, you think about like 10 years down the road where you want to be, right? And maybe we get a little anxious for that. And maybe that kind of causes us to lose sight of what's right here in front of us right now, because we're kind of looking up and we're daydreaming about 10 years from now, where I want to be, where I hope I will be, physically, financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, creatively, literally, like where I want to be in 10 years. And we sort of miss what's happening now. And we may overlook the significance of what we're doing in this moment. So in a way, it's kind of saying like, look, if you just do what you got to do today, your future is guaranteed. So don't even stress about it. Enjoy the ride. If we're always, you know, thinking of that future or putting ourselves in that future place, we're going to miss all the love that's right here, right now, you know? So it's kind of like saying your future is secure if you continue to make good choices and follow the plan. Your future is guaranteed, locked in. So you might benefit from enjoying the ride. So it's like just sit back and enjoy the journey, you know. Take care of your body. Don't get distracted by that urgency. Stay committed. Keep moving. Discipline, right? The discipline to do that is really devotion. Discipline equals devotion. Devotion to your future. Devotion to the life that you're building. So stay steady, you know. And the Two of Cups is love. And I think this is so many things. This is such a ubiquitous card, right? Because there's all sorts of love. It could be romantic love, yeah. It could be that some of you are building a relationship. Some of you are feeling a lot of love on the path that you're doing. As you're doing this daily work, you feel a sense of connection to it. Okay? This is also the idea that while you're building your life, you have to make sure that you're enjoying the fruits of your labor. This is a card of harmony, union, a card of love and affection. This is the card of a meaningful bond that's being formed, romantic or otherwise. This is a one-on-one connection. This is you spending quality time with something or someone. So I feel like it's really a message that as part of our building of our life, we have to build relationships. We have to be direct. We have to build intimacy. Okay? We need to establish a connection not only with ourselves, with spirit, and with the people around us. Now we have 1, 2, 3 court cards here. Oh, 4, excuse me. We have 4 court cards. So I feel that there is a need for us to establish closer connections with the people in our lives. So as you're doing your good work, let's emphasize the intimacy, the relationships. Okay? Your heart is your compass right now. So really this is a matter of aligning the physical work that you're doing, the life you're actually building, aligning that with the life that you actually want. See, we have water and earth here. So I think we're motivated to continue doing this, the hard work of building a life, because we're so in love, you know. It feels genuine. You're being led by your heart. Yeah. And I think that you're feeling the support, you're feeling the love coming back to you as well. So prioritize the one-on-one connections with other people. Prioritize your devotion to the path that you're on and the life that you're building. Okay? Because I feel like things are really speeding up. This feels like, on the first thing pops into my head is a feeling of anxiety. Because again, if we're considering the future, I think this is us now feeling the anxiety or getting anxious, right? Because we want that future to hurry up. You know where you want to be in 10 years. Kind of want it to hurry up and arrive. If it's financial freedom, if it's a certain state of health, if it's a certain location, you know, geographical location. I feel like we kind of want the future to hurry up and get here. But existing like this is going to really hinder our ability to feel the love of the present moment. Okay? So this might be some inner pressure. The Eight of Wands is expanding outward. Feels like we're putting a lot of pressure on ourselves, and we're trying to just hurry things up and trying to move very, very fast. So you may find lately you've been a little bit more anxious than usual. I think enjoying the moment with the Two of Cups, focusing on the individual connections, focusing on the intimacy, is going to help you to not be so anxious about the future, because it's kind of like you need that reassurance that your future is going to be a beautiful apple orchard. And there's no need to get stressed out or to worry about it now. So what we see over here then is peace, right? This is inner peace, the Two of Swords. This is inner pressure and anxiety. It's like there's this pressure building up inside of you. Okay, and it's pushing you outward. But this is also a card of, speeding up, things starting to, it feels like things are moving very, very quickly. So you're probably feeling like life is like going by the windows of the car super fast. That we're speeding through life. Days probably go by so quick for you. Before you know it, it's the end of the year already, and it's already going to be next year. It's already going to be 2026 already. Where does the time go? It feels like it's going by quick, right? That's because we need to intentionally dilate time. Wheel of Fortune, expand. Expand the moment. Don't let life pass you by. Don't let life speed by the windows of the car, because it's not going to be fun to just Queen looking at the past. It's not going to be fun to just view life through the rearview mirror. So really, I think the message here is slow down. Enjoy your people. Enjoy your pets, your plants, your people. Enjoy the fruit of your labor. Keep doing the labor. Keep doing the work. And your future is locked in, guaranteed. So you can just focus on what's right here, right now. Work hard, yeah, of course. I'm not saying to slow down your efforts or to take more breaks or anything. I don't think it's that. I think it's like you have a fast-paced life. You've got to find ways to intentionally slow down your heart and your mind so that you can perceive the moments in their fullness. You know what I mean? And so I think the Eight of Wands, this is that speeding up energy. This is like, and I think your life probably is very fast-paced. But we've got to calm down the inner, fire, the inner anxiety, really. And so this is that pressure on the inside that says, you're already jumping to the next task before this task is even over. And so it's like maybe you're hanging out with your dog, but you're already thinking okay, I got to go home. I got to get on the computer. I got to send some emails and stuff. And you're missing out on the time with your dog. Okay? Now, substitute dog for anything else in your life that you want to bond with, Your spouse, your friends, your family, your pets, your plants, your person, your kids, your parents, anything else that you truly enjoy and want to bond with. We've got to be present in that moment. And we've got to strive. Maybe you only have 5 minutes to play with the dog. Make that 5 minutes feel like an hour, by being fully present and fully aware and fully engaged, and it'll probably still go by fast. But at least you're there fully. Because otherwise, with this card, it's like your mind is already thinking, okay, I got to get home, I got to cook dinner, I got to do laundry, tomorrow, what I got to do tomorrow. It's too much, okay? It's too much. And the Ten of Wands is too much, too much. This is overwork, overburden, overstressed. I think what you're really doing in your life, Cancer, is you're not necessarily downsizing your tasks or your responsibilities, but you're finding a way to focus on those good things that are going to prevent you from burning out. And it may be, it's like, well, yeah, you have a Ten of Wands. You say, I can't take time off work. You got a schedule. You got to keep the schedule. You got kids. You got responsibilities, whatever, right? You can't literally slow down. But we could slow down internally. We could slow down our perception, okay? By being more present, by controlling our thoughts, by engaging fully in what we're doing in that moment and feeling the love, feeling the bonds, okay? I think we need this water energy so that we don't burn out. You've taken on a lot, okay? And I think maybe we can if we can rearrange some things. I feel like your time is your most precious commodity right now. And I feel like you want to spend more time fully present with the people that you're with. So when you're with your dog, you're just with your dog. Your thoughts, your feelings, your perception, your spirit is there with your dog. You're not thinking about tomorrow's business meeting. Okay? Because this is telling me that, yeah, your life is really full. Okay? But it's okay to rest, too. You know? It's okay to sometimes, like, let your foot off the gas. And it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to delegate. It's okay to really put down some things that you're doing that just don't matter. Things that are not important to you. If your time is so precious, right, then you're going to want to get rid of anything that seems like it's wasting your time so that you can devote any of those precious minutes to what really matters to your heart. So spend more time with your pets, your plants, your people. Okay? And your energy, your ability to sustain your efforts matters the most. So I feel that this is not so much downsizing, but it's a shifting of priorities. It's realizing that, you do have this, let's say you're building a business. And I apologize for hitting the cough button. You're building a business or something, right? You have to keep that going. You don't want that to fall apart. But you don't want to neglect your relationships either. So I think that this is now realizing I've got to have more of those intentional moments with your people. The Princess of Wands is a very curious energy. It's passionate. It's playful. This is energy that feels young, feels fresh, feels vital. Okay? So I feel that this is you just kind of being silly. This is you like dancing again. I feel like recently you've been just very serious. And not in a bad mood, but like stressed, overworked, tired. You haven't been as playful as usual. It's like when we go to the dog park with the dog and it's just like, I'm just sitting there and thinking about what I got to do tomorrow. Not really playing with the dog much, Going through the motions, yeah, but not being really fully there and really engaged. Because we're stressed out, tired, overworked. This energy is now that playful energy that's saying, I just want to dance with a tiger. I just want to play with a dog. We're there in the moment, engaged with those other activities. Those other activities that aren't necessarily like pragmatic, business-like productive, but they are building something else, building relationships. See, the Prince of Cups, building the relationship. You're doing the pragmatic building. You're earning money. You're going through the motions. You're taking care of your responsibilities. But with this shift of focus toward the relationships, you're now building better relationships, which are just going to add together the earth and the water, and that creates the best, truest, best life. Okay? Otherwise, if we only have the earth, what we're creating is going to feel empty. You see? So this is that energy returning to you that's just engaged in the moment, playing with your dog. Getting down on the floor and rolling around with the dog, just having fun. Just having fun because that's building something else. That's building the relationship. You're not earning money. It's not you folding laundry. It's you building something else. Something that's even more precious than the pragmatic, utilitarian, building energy. So this is you feeling that spark again. Yeah, this is you just playing and letting go a little bit and having fun. And I think that it really is, it's bringing about this Prince of Cups energy. This is really an authentic person. And this is somebody that believes that they're building the life that they truly desire. This is the emotional builder. You're building emotional stability. You're building intimate bonds with people. You're developing emotional maturity. You're feeling your feelings all the way, you know, and you're feeling connected. You're feeling like you belong in your life, like you exist as part of that life. You're holding space for other people. You're speaking from the heart, and you feel connected in that present moment. This is emotional consistency. You've been showing up physically, you know, now you're showing up emotionally, and you're building those relationships that really truly matter. This is authenticity. And I feel like this, because without this, look what we have. We have just fire and earth. You're putting all of your effort into building the practical life. You're out there working hard and cultivating a garden and building a house, building a future, securing your finances, working hard, all that stuff is great. You need to be the physical builder, but we also need the love. We need to build the relationships as well. Okay? Being emotionally present in that moment. And that is going to really build the Empress life, because the Empress for me is a combination of earth and water. Usually 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. Squeeze it together, you get an Empress, right? So what we have now is the Prince, both of the Princes, earth and water, working together. It's going to build that life that not only is it financially abundant, but it's emotionally rich as well. And that's what we need. Otherwise, the Pentacles are empty shells. So this is awesome. You're building the physical reality, and you're building the emotional, relationships at the same time. So I like that. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. Readings are totally free. Leave a comment and let me know which card on the Path of the Dove resonates with you the most. Before we talk about the Path of the Serpent, I want to do an Oracle of Manifestation. Evolving process. Know that you will find all the pieces you need as you go along. I embrace uncertainty. Put that in the comments. Type that out. I embrace uncertainty. That kind of goes with our Two of Swords a little bit. Because this could be trust. This could be that I just, I embrace uncertainty and I live in the moment. But I think there's also, we understand the evolving process. We understand that every choice we make right now is creating the future. So it's karma. And of course there is uncertainty. But I think that we can have this inner peace, Two of Swords, peace. This is your general energy. Having a peaceful energy rather than an anxious energy. This peaceful energy is saying, I don't know what the future is going to hold. I embrace uncertainty. I have no idea where I'll be in 10 years. But there's a high likelihood that I'll be somewhere good if I continue to do good things now. If I continue to make the right decisions now and build the life, not only build the practical, utilitarian life, but build the relationships. Okay? If I stay in the present moment and I make good choices, I would venture to bet that I'll end up in a pretty good place, pretty close to where I've imagined I want to be. So that allows us to have inner peace. Even though future's uncertain, I embrace uncertainty. I know that things are going to change and evolve. But I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about what's going to change tomorrow, because I don't know. Take it one day at a time. Focus on what I can do today. What's right in front of me. Keep building. Okay? Not worried about yesterday either. But just focused on right now. Two of Swords is intuition, honestly. This is you knowing for sure. That's not an intellectual question. It's really the mind the mind's just focused, just working the plan. But your soul, your spirit, is going to tell you if you're doing the right thing. Your intuition is leading you here. Okay? You got to quiet the mind down. You got to have this inner peace, and then we have clarity. Then we can just exist in this moment. Okay? And the Two of Swords is about following intuition. It's about making good choices. Choices not that just make sense mathematically, but choices that make sense and that feel right internally. Yeah. I really love this energy for you. And I'm really happy we get this Wheel of Fortune. Spirit will put the right people, places, and things on your path when and where you need them. It is up to you to engage those things. Okay? The hand of providence is moving in your favor. The wheel is turning for you. Doors are opening for you. We have to be available to those things. Okay? We have to stay out of our head. We have to stay out of our anxiety. We have to be engaged with the world around us. There's momentum. And I feel like something's shifting here for you. I feel like we're shifting toward, building those relationships. Because I feel like your future is pretty well secured because of what you're physically building. But let's work on building the emotional connections and stability, This is divine timing. This is expansion and growth. Yeah. And this is a turning point. I feel like your relationships are shifting now. Things are changing in those relationships. Your relationships are growing. And it may be with one particular person, maybe with just kind of everybody. Those relationships are expanding. Okay? There is a Jupiter energy here. Which feels like we're taking up space in our lives. And we are, I feel like we're bringing people closer. We're expanding our reach around like this so we can hug more people at once, You're saying yes to people, and you're there, you're present with them. I think you're giving important people the attention that they're asking for. Yeah. Energy, I feel like there has been a blockage in your relationships. I feel like that's clearing. Okay? And I feel that like something's getting unstuck. The wheel is starting to move again. And so I feel like there was a relationship, maybe it's with one particular person, a relationship that kind of stalled. Or there's just been some tension, or it's just been kind of like, it's been flat for a while. I feel like something is expanding there. Something is really moving again. Okay? And maybe with your kids, maybe with your dog, parents, friends, whatever. Because this card is in the position of your relationships. So I think that relationships are growing and moving and shifting and changing. There are opportunities for more relationships, for deeper connections. And also that idea of time. I feel like this is, even to kind of look at it from a different way, this could be the stoppage of time, That in certain relationships for you, I think you kind of want to stop time. You want to just make the moment last. Okay? So this is that expansive Jupiter energy. And it may be like, we can't stop time, right? But we can try to take advantage of it. We can try to make the most of it. Okay, so I kind of feel like this is trying to be as present as possible in every moment we have. Let's say you get 5 minutes with the dog. That 5 minutes you're going to pack with so much love, you know, because I think your life moves pretty fast. I think that needs to be intentional, that we pack that moment full as we can. Okay. Now you have a Queen of Wands here as well. And this is the energy we don't want. Because this is an energy that is too quickly moving from one thing to the next. The queens of the tarot for me are always like processing an ending of something. Okay? And this is definitely not an emotional card. This is like, okay, this task is done, I'm on to the next one. We can't look at relationships like tasks, though, can we? It's like, okay, I did the laundry, check. I washed the dishes, check. Okay, I played with the dog, check. Okay, I fed the kids, check. It's like, wait a minute. Something's wrong here. It's not a checklist. Maybe the laundry stuff is, cooking or cleaning, but playing with the dog, that shouldn't be just one chore that we check off the list. Having bonds, having intimate time, okay? Having quality time with people. It's not just a checklist, but that's kind of this card, looking at the past, ending things, check, got that done, on to the next one, The Queen of Cups, though. The Queen of Cups sometimes takes too long transitioning out of a task. Yeah, but the Queen of Wands here is too fast. Too fast where it's even kind of like, I'm already thinking of the next one before I'm even done with this one. And everything's just a checklist. So we've got to slow down a little bit in that sense as well. And I think the Eight of Pentacles is perfect for that. Because this is patience. This is the exact opposite of the Eight of Wands. It could be a complement to the Eight of Wands, but to me this feels like we got to slow down. We have to pay more attention. Because when we feel rushed and anxious and we're putting all this pressure on ourselves, now I got to say that this is a Sagittarius card and so is this. Maybe I'd watch the Sagittarius reading if I were you. When we feel the world going by so quickly like this, we miss so much. This card feels like the world is going by the windows of the car, just like we're speeding through. Okay? This is like, I want to slow down. I want to be able to look at the trees and look at the things outside the window that are passing by. Okay? And this is really about giving your attention to those things. When you're looking at let's say a ceiling fan, for instance, right? When you're just sort of looking at it, it's going by fast. But when you actually start to follow it with your eyes, you can see the individual blades. It's like they slow down, but they don't. It's just our perception, you know what I mean? I'm sure you've had that experience. I don't know what it's called or how it happens, but the idea is the perceived speed of something slows down when we're actually following it with our eye, when we're tracking it with our eyes. It appears to be going slower than if we're just kind of like not really focusing on anything and then something zooms by. But it zooms by, we follow it, okay? And it appears to be moving slower. And that's exactly this card. Pay attention to your life, and it'll seem like life is slowing down. This is paying attention to the details. This is tending to the garden without rushing through like it's a checklist. Okay? The Eight of Pentacles is, prudence. It's focusing on the small things, removing distractions. Okay? It is literally the card of patience. This is the card of no patience at all. Yeah. So I feel like this is what we need right now. We need to slow down. We need to pay attention to those things in our lives that matter. And sort of, cultivate those relationships. This is a life. This is an apple tree. Needs a lot of water. Needs a lot of water. And this is the perfect kind of, card because it's the earth, but it's saying like it needs nourishment. It needs something of us, not just our practical, like, I showed up. I'm physically present, but it needs our emotional involvement too. It needs our love. Something in your life needs to feel you. Okay, let's look at the mystery card for my voice really takes off here. I'm thinking Empress, right? It's got to be. If you have a prediction, please put it in the comments. Well, it's a Knight of Cups. It is your superpower card. This card represents the Cancer energy in action. And so this is like, now you're giving yourself to your life. This is you now looking at the future. All the Knights, right? Look at the future. This is the card that's looking at the future, not thinking like, what color's the wallpaper? What kind of furniture do I have? What kind of car do I have? How much is in the bank account? No, it's looking in the future and thinking, am I building the life that I desire? Am I building the life that is full and rich with those relationships? And the answer is yes. Okay? So this is the card that's looking at the future and thinking, who am I? Where am I? And what am I feeling down the road? What do I want my life to feel like? I know what I want it to look like. What do I want it to feel like? I want to feel love. I want to feel connected. I want to feel appreciated. I want to feel like I have close relationships with my kids and my parents and my friends and your spouse and your pets and all this stuff, right? And this is now you giving of your precious commodity to the people that need it, which is your time and your attention and your love. Give your love to the people that matter because you want them to be part of that future of yours. Okay. Anyway, I love this. I want to thank you for being here. We're going to go ahead and do an extended reading. Click on the link in the corner here. There's also a link down below. New readings for Cancer on Wednesdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.